President Donald Trump was the recipient of 34 felony counts related to falsifying business records, Stormy Daniels also managed to lose a case as well involving Donald Trump. How did she do it, and what was the basis for it? Find out in this video. Hey, this is Drew Page. Welcome to the Drew Page channel. In this video, we're going to talk about how Stormy Daniels lost on Trump Arraignment Day. If you find this video interesting, helpful, or anything like that, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and appreciate all of those who are sticking with the channel and those who are watching and commenting, and I enjoy our interactions even if we don't agree. Appreciate the respectful communication that we have together, so I hope you find that helpful as well. So yesterday, as everyone knows, Donald Trump was indicted and arraigned on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. And I did a video on that yesterday, so I'm not going to rehash all of that. But news also broke that Stormy Daniels experienced a loss to Donald Trump at the same time. What happened was that they had the defamation case that was pending on appeal in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, and the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals found in favor of Donald Trump. And so Donald Trump's legal team requested reimbursement of attorney's fees and filing fees and costs and things of that nature. And so they had presented documentation, and of course Stormy Daniels' team was objecting to that, saying that there was no basis for the fees. And so we're going to take a look at what the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals actually ruled in determining that Stormy Daniels essentially has to pay $130,000 in attorney's fees and costs to Donald Trump's attorneys, which is essentially the same amount of money that is the subject of the pending case in New York. Not that it's related in any way, but it's just kind of ironic. So let's take a look at the order from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. So on the first page, you can see that Donald Trump is requesting $121,972.56 in fees for 183.35 hours of work defending against the defamation appeal. And then it lists the attorneys. One group, the initial attorney group, was Harder LLP. And you see the four different attorneys that were working on the case and their hourly rates, which range from $756 an hour to $606 an hour. And I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, dude, you know, I've been doing this for 13 years. They have an associate that's billing at $606 an hour. I might need to up my game a little bit on the hourly billing, but that's how much they billed for. And then the Dillon Law Group was the attorneys group that came in after the Harder group was removed, and they list 7 attorneys, I believe, and they range in hourly rates from $1,300 an hour to $350 an hour. So I would be interested to know about the different levels of the associates here. You've got the bottom level, which I guess they were admitted about 2.5 years ago, is at $350 an hour. And then one that was admitted to the bar 2 years earlier is already at $400 an hour. And then one that's in 2013 is already at $600 an hour. So these are some expensive attorneys, at least in comparison to the country area, we'll say, that I'm primarily involved in. But you know, if you can get $600 an hour, go for it. If you can get $1,000 an hour, hey, good for you. But anyway, that's what they're claiming is the amount that they're due in defending the appeal. And you see further below that Trump is also asking for $5,150 in fees for 10 hours of work preparing the fee reply. What is it that Stormy Daniels' attorneys were arguing is unreasonable about these fees? Well, that gets into the discussion of the opinion here. First, they claim that there's a staffing issue. Daniels' attorneys argue that Dillon Law Group overstaffed the appeal, but the court says that there is nothing that they actually point to show that there was duplicative work. In other words, 2 attorneys can't bill for the exact same work. If if a partner is just looking over the shoulder of a associate as they're typing things into a document, they can't both bill their time. At least they're not supposed to. That's not ethical. They're not allowed to do that. They have to have separate work. And the party who's claiming that the attorney's fees are not valid in this circumstance, the burden is on the one claiming that they should not have to pay the fee. And so it's on Stormy Daniels' team to show that there was duplicative work and that it was unnecessary staffing, that they were overly staffed with attorneys, but they aren't able to point to anything to the satisfaction of the court. So the court throws that argument out. The next thing they talk about is the various number of hours. The hours that are spent by the different Trump attorneys in defending the appeal. So it's not just the number of attorneys now, but also the number of hours. And they say that the number of hours are unreasonable for the defense of the appeal. But the court says that based on the already determined fee from the 2018, 2020, I can't remember the exact date off the top of my head, whatever the previous grant of attorney's fees was, that it was similar in nature to what we have here, and that they actually reduced the number of hours in comparison to the previous attorney award. So the number of hours was not something that the Court of Appeals had a problem with. And again, remember, this is the Ninth Circuit out of California. And we'll just say that California is not very pro Donald Trump. But yet they even say that these attorneys' fees are reasonable fees. They then attack the issue of the fee reply, and Donald Trump does lose on that because the attorneys do not parse out or invoice the specific work that is done on that, and so that $5,000 and some dollars was not awarded to Donald Trump. Now, the next thing that Daniels argues is that the hourly rates are unreasonable, and they base that on a previous case in a different type of circumstance where partner and associate hourly rates are capped. But that does not apply to this specific case according to the Ninth Circuit, that is specific to that type of case, not this type of defamation appeal case. So the hourly rates are what they are, and that they're reasonable in light of the circumstances, the levels of experience, and all of the other things that each state bar has to consider when determining the reasonability of a fee. So as a result, Trump wins this aspect of the appeal. Stormy Daniels is ordered to pay almost $130,000 in attorney's fees and costs to the Trump legal team. And so he got a win, even though he did not have a great day for Trump Arraignment Day. He was still able to pull out a win out of defeat on Trump Arraignment Day against Stormy Daniels. So let me know what you think. Do you think that the attorney's fees here are reasonable? And if not, how much do you think are reasonable fees for a case like this? Let me know down in the comments. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, stay tuned.